Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Melissa Andresko, Chief Corporate Brand Ambassador at Lutron. Thank you for joining us, Melissa.
Thanks, Fred, for having me. Good to be here.
Well, you've got a brand new product on the market designed to make life easier for users of Philips Hue smart lighting systems. Give us an overview of what this is called and what it does.
Yeah, so the new Aurora smart bulb dimmer was introduced recently. And, for so many people who are using Philips Hue smart bulbs or any smart bulb really in general, one of the biggest complaints that they have and issues is that if somebody unfamiliar with the system turns off the toggle switch, either, accidentally or intentionally thinking that's how the lights are controlled, it cuts power to the bulb and it doesn't allow you to control that smart bulb from your smart device. So, a lot of people get frustrated by the fact that that people do this. We've seen people actually put tape on their toggle switch, or they do sell these like lockout covers that you can buy for a few dollars that go over the actual device. Very unsightly, but it works. So Lutron wanted to help smart bulb users solve this problem and offer some additional benefits along the way. So the Aurora smart bulb dimmer locks your toggle switch in that on position, and then a round knob dimmer snaps right on top of that lock. So you have now not only the light is going to be on all the time, that switch will be in the on position, but you now have dimming control right there at the actual light switch.
And the ease of installation is always important with things like this, and we want to stress that there's no wiring needed here, right? Tell us more.
That's right. So, obviously to your point, it has to be a simple installation. People went the route of smart bulbs, had a very simple installation with just changing out their bulb. So we wanted this to be just as easy for them to do. So the little lock that I mentioned, the little round lock, attaches right to the light switch with a screwdriver. So you'd simply screw that on, and then the actual dimmer, the knob, snaps right on top of that. So when I tell you that you could install this in about a minute, that is no exaggeration. There's no wiring involved. All you're doing is keeping that switch in the on position, locking it into place, and then snapping on the dimmer. So it's a very, very simple two-step process and just requires a small screwdriver.
How do you deal with situations perhaps where there's more than one switch, light switch, on a staircase, for instance, where you have an upstairs and downstairs switch? Can you have one of these on each?
Yep, you can have one on each one. And we find that a lot of people, people obviously their bulbs, sometimes one single light switch will control several lights. So there's really no limitation with this. If you put the Aurora dimmer on and it's controlling, a bank of, let's say, 6 overhead can lights, that's fine. It's going to be able to control all those lights. And to your point about having 2 different switches controlling the same set of lights, you would just put one on each side. But you certainly don't have to. That is a choice. If you wanted to leave one without it, you would only have that dimming control from the one side. But it's important to know that if you do have that 3-way application where it's, 2 switches controlling the same set of lights, if someone does turn off the light switch on the side that you don't have the Aurora dimmer, you are still going to lose power to the bulb.
That's why you would need more than one, and that's the purpose of covering the switch, right?
Exactly.
Tell us about pricing and availability.
Yeah, so $39.95 gets you started, and that's going to get you the kit. So the kit being that lock and the dimmer, and it's available right now on meethue.com, and it's going to be, or is available now on Amazon as well as Apple, Best Buy, and Home Depot. So lots of different choices for where you can purchase it, and pretty much a lot of places where the Hue bulbs are sold. And so great starter kit, $39.95, and the feedback we've gotten so far has been really, really tremendous. I mean, it's a great solve for a very common problem, but not only is it solving a problem, but it's giving then users that additional benefit of having dimming control right at the switch, which is something that they wouldn't have had before if they were using the app alone.
This is designed to cover the switch, but if people choose to, can they use it without covering the switch?
Well, the whole point of it is that you lock that toggle switch in the on position. So we would recommend that in order for it to work, the light needs to be turned on. So if you're going to lock your toggle switch and have that lock on the switch, it would make sense for you to snap the dimmer just right on top of the lock. If you didn't want to, sure, you could use the knob next to, like you could have it on a coffee table or next to a bed or something, but it would look a little unfinished because your toggle switch would have that lock on it. That's kind of that step one of the Aurora installation, but certainly possible.
Great. Now, where can people go for more info?
So you can look for information on Lutron.com. You can type in Aurora, or you can look on meethue.com, which is the Philips Hue site, and you'll see as part of the Friends of Hue program, it talks all about the functions and features, and also it's important to note that setting it up in the Hue app is also very simple. The Hue app recognizes this as an accessory, so very easy to add into your system and make it part of your Hue system. So all around, just a great small investment for a big problem solver, and it's going to help with the aesthetics of the house.
And we should point out to people it can control multiple connected bulbs. So if you had installed one of these near an entrance, for instance, and you wanted to turn on all of your Hue bulbs, maybe downstairs as you come home at night, you could use it for that even. So very, very versatile. It's the Lutron Aurora Smart Bulb Dimmer Switch for Philips Hue Smart Lighting. Price $39.99. Melissa Andresko, thanks for taking the time with us.
Thank you, Fred. Great to talk to you.
Now this. Innovation. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, and I've been covering consumer technology for a long time, and it takes a lot to impress me. That's why I'm excited to tell you about the latest way to enjoy cooking in the great outdoors from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. What if you could harness the sun to cook your meals anywhere you go, day or night? The GoSun Fusion arrives this summer using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage, and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co and use the code Techstination to save 10%. That's gosun.co.